Hello everybody, how are you all doing today, traders? It's now February the 3rd and we're going to do a technical analysis on Bitcoin. But before we do that, I'd really appreciate an upvote on Steemit, and make sure you guys also like, subscribe, and share all the material as well on YouTube and on Twitter. I wanted to go over something very quickly first though that you guys might not be aware of, alright? And please don't take this the wrong way. This is not me marketing myself, right? This is not me promoting myself like that at all. I'm not trying to take money from you guys in any way, alright? I firmly believe in good karma, where if you're doing something good for the community and you don't want anything in return, that promotes yourself right there. And I firmly believe that in life, right? But the reason I'm showing this is for a very valid point, okay? Because a lot of people on Twitter and also on YouTube may not have a Steemit account or even go here. And I link it in every single video for many reasons, okay? Well, first of all, I want to show you guys some of the things that I blog about on here. As easy it is to just basically, make a video, right? To just make a video and just post it. I want to make sure that I appeal to all different types of people that learn differently. Some people might like to read, some people might like to listen, some people like to watch. So if you guys go here, you can actually find a lot of information, like where I stand with my opinion and my bias, my long-term bias, short-term bias, medium-term bias, where I plan to do what my long-term predictions are in general. You can see me correlated to charts as well, right? Where I have a very nice written blog version in here for the people that do like to read and would like a reference. And I think I'll be updating it here and there as well. So that's just one small example, okay? Super small example of what I post on there. If you go to any of them as well, you'll get all this good information with charts as well. Now, another reason why I'm bringing this up is because a lot of people have been asking the same questions, right? Oh, where do I find this? Where do I find that? And and we want to make sure that we know where to go to find information, right? We can't just always be asking every single time, right? Nobody wants to handhold someone. That's the truth, right? As much as I like to reply to every single person, oh, where do I find this? Where do I find that? I generally reply to some of them, right? But not all of them, because of course my time is valuable to myself. I've got a lot of things to do as well, and we should also, if you guys like to follow my content, then it's also important to know where to get it as well and where to find it, right? So I have a massive tutorial list on YouTube and on Steemit. On Steemit, it's nicely written here, right? It's all categorized very well and broken down by lessons. Each one is over an hour long, so this is a very, very long tutorial series. It has almost every basic topic, and I didn't even realize that I've made it this in depth. I more so just made it for fun the first time, right? So if people are asking me, how do I set up how do I set up moving averages? How do I set up TradingView? Well, guys, I've got a video right here on how to customize and set up bitfinex. This includes how to, literally from scratch, guys. I made a brand new account to show you guys how to set up bitfinex from scratch and what my thoughts are. Like for example, I'm getting questions like, what's shorting? I covered a massive topic on shorting as well. People have asked me, what's laddering? I've got a topic on that as well. People have asked me, oh, where do I get your Excel risk management? Well, I've got a big topic on here as well, right? And all the links as well are here. So you can find in my Google Drive that I've linked here, right? And I've got videos. They're all, like, I've got kind of OCD issues, so I have to make sure that they're nicely placed as well, right? And you can find lots of goodies there. So I just wanted to remind everybody as well that before we ask a lot of these questions, right, which I'm happy to answer when I have time, but on my end, I don't want to seem rude for not answering, right? So it makes me feel a little bit bad as well for not replying to you guys. But at the same time, I have to value my time and show you guys where to find information. So make sure you guys check out the playlist. You guys can go to YouTube and type it in, right? If you go to YouTube, just as an example, let me show you. I'll go to my videos, right? You might even find something in there. Who knows? So let me just go to my page here. Alrighty. So if you go to YouTube, for example, okay. Oh, that's not it right there. User / there you go. Okay, if you go to my page here and you're looking for something, okay? You're looking for, say, shorting, right? Just type in shorting. Right there, like you can find a lot of things on shorting in general. If you guys are looking for laddering, you can type in laddering here, introduction to laddering. If you're looking for RSI, you can type in RSI in there and things will come up. If you're looking for MACD, right, like there's a lot of information on there, just in case you guys needed a little bit of a hand to to know how I'm categorizing things, to make it easily and freely accessible, right? So I just want to bring this up super quickly as well before I get into this right here. So we're going to talk about Bitcoin right now, okay? First of all, we're going to review what has happened in the past few days. Now, Bitcoin. Let me just pull up my chart here very quickly. So yesterday I did a prediction on it in the morning there, if you guys remember. I projected, first of all, that we would hit down here around 79, I can't remember, 79 something, it was a few days ago, 79.90? And we hit like 79.84, so I was off by like a few dollars there. And then when that happened, I predicted that it would hit 94.98, and yeah, this is the price that it hit, guys, on bitfinex here. It hit 94.99, so I was actually off by sorry, I predicted 94.80 and it hit 94.99, so it's off by like $18. That was a really good prediction, right? And I really hope you guys have gotten in on some of that. I don't know if I'm getting lucky lately. What do you guys think? Like, am I getting lucky? Because I haven't missed a projection yet, and I'm getting kind of nervous about doing more of these types of videos, because you know, it's just going to be a matter of time, right, where I'm royally wrong, and of course I don't want to have that type of negativity, right? So I want to remind everyone that that these are just predictions, like slight predictions, and they're mainly like technical analysis that you guys really need to understand to take with a grain of salt. All right, please take it with a grain of salt, and make sure you guys understand that you are ultimately responsible for your own decisions. Whether you listen to me or not, you have to ask yourself, am I listening to someone, a third party, blindly, right? Do I understand that regardless of what I do, because of others influencing me, do I understand that if I fail, it is ultimately my own fault for failing, right? You guys have to make sure that you understand and adopt a strong mentality. So yes, I am nailing some really big prediction, guys. I nailed Ethereum by $2, I think. Yeah, literally $2. There's been some pretty big predictions made lately, and I know a lot of people are making some really good money right now because of these calls. But of course, guys, it's going to slow down, keep in mind, right? I wish I can tell the future. Oh, trust me, I wish I would share my knowledge with you guys in a heartbeat if I could, right? And I'm definitely trying my best to do technical analysis that is accurate for you guys, because that's my goal, and the majority of it's also for me, right? So as selfless as you guys think I am, I definitely care about you guys, but it's also for myself as well. So keep in mind that there's a lot of my money is on the line as much as your money is, because the TA that I share, please understand that I take these trade setups and I take them into consideration in a major way. So if you guys are losing money, then I am too, right? So we're all in the same boat here together. So I just wanted to clarify a few things for people that are new to the channel, or maybe that are you know, expecting me to be a crystal ball all the time, right? It's not going to be like that at all. So anyways, let's get into Bitcoin and see where we stand, all right? So do you guys know, first of all, we need to go over how I projected this as a resistance, okay? We really need to understand how this was projected as a major resistance first, okay? And why I firmly thought that we were going to break out of that, okay? So, first of all, I saw this, okay? First of all, this right here, guys, 94, around right here. I'm looking for the low. Where is it here? Oh, actually, no, it's not that one. Where is it? I can't seem to find it. How I projected that one. There's a very specific handle. Range. Right here. So I took this range right here of this area, okay? And I also took kind of the very low end of here as well, which was 97.50 about. And I took the very low end of this guy here, and then right here. Do you guys see the low? Look right there is 94.90, okay? 94.90. And I used a very rough range of there. It was more so just draw a box and around 9,500, 97.50, I was guessing, okay? So we had a lot of support there. A little bit of a, whoops, not there. And we also had some support regions right there, right? So I figured to myself, hey, it's got to act as a major resistance area. It really does have to act as a major resistance area there. It just cannot simply break it that easily. So that's how I concluded that. And another way that I also concluded it was like this. I'll show you guys. Okay, let me just super quickly show you. I'm gonna delete all of this here. The way I concluded it was that this was subwave 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? And 4 like that, just coming up here. So I treated this as a subwave 4 resistance right there that would not go into the wave 1 territory. Because when we've been counting our Elliott waves, we've been counting it like this. 1, right? That was 2. This was clearly 3 right there. And this is all 4, right? And there's a 5 somewhere. That's how I'm guessing it. And because I'm counting it like this right here, I'm also just saying that like around this particular region here, I'm treating it as a subwave 4. Okay, let's go over quickly first of all what has happened in the past few days, if you guys remember. So I'm not gonna go over very quickly, but I predicted this bottom, right? I predicted 79.95, about 79.80ish, and we hit 79.60, and then I predicted right here as well, 94.99, guys. I'm gonna pull it up very quickly here for you, but first take a look at here, okay? This is what Bitcoin reached, 94.99. You guys see that right there? 94.99. And I will show you my quick prediction from a few days ago as well. Let me just go to my blog here. Okay, I'm gonna go to my quick blog here, and you guys can also go to Steam it. You know, you can go to these blogs, and I just want to let everyone know who think that I'm promoting myself on Steam it, guys. I don't get paid a lot on Steam it, okay? We're talking like $1 for each post or something, right? But you know what? They add up. They add up over time. It goes straight to my dog anyways. So anyone who thinks I'm a whale and I'm making like $400, $500, $600, $700 per post on Steam it, you guys are entirely wrong, okay? I'm making like 60 cents to $1 per post here, right? So I'm just going to look for BTC here, and I'm going to show you guys what I predicted, because it's important to hold ourselves accountable by reviewing the previous day, right? So right here, I predicted right here, 94.80, right? That was my prediction when it hit that bottom there. And I still stand by this sort of for now, okay? Let's talk about that in a bit. So Bitcoin reached 94.80 or 94.99. And how did I do that, right? How did I do that? If you guys would like to know, it's because you guys need to know how things like this happen. It's very important that you guys understand how these trends are established and why I feel that way about certain resistances and supports. This way you guys can also learn from them as well. So I took two extreme ends. One right here of the wick, and it was not coincidental as I described in my previous video. Right at the bottom of here, not including the wick there, just body to body. And the second one here, the extreme point right there. That's how I derived my range between 9,500 and about 9750 there, okay? So that was one point as well. Now, how else did I know that it would roughly reach around here? Well, take a look at this as well, okay? First of all, no, it was not that one there. I don't think that had anything to do with it actually at all. Okay. Yeah, okay. So let's do our Elliott wave count. I don't know where I was getting to with that. So we have our Elliott wave count that goes like this, all right? What, A, B, and I firmly believe there's still a C touch somewhere in there, okay? This could be a bottom if my wave count is entirely wrong, all right? It could very well be a bottom, but I don't know if it is. So I believe that there might be one more in here. We do our one-to-one extension, one-to-one extension here, 1 to 1, and what we see is Bitcoin has literally reached exactly, guys, exactly a one-to-one extension, right? So that's a beautiful thing as well there. Now we're going to take a look at this. We're going to measure this one more time. We're going to get this price range without fib extension. Okay. What I noticed about this right here is this is about 2,423, that movement. This movement is about 3,100. So which one's bigger, guys, out of these two? Obviously this one is, okay. Now, which one is bigger of this one here? Let's try that, check that here. Right? Okay. Now, what we notice right here is that this one is the smallest one. Okay. Now, wave 3 is often the longest, but never the shortest. And I will show you guys one of the major flaws right now with Elliott wave. Okay. I'll show you one of the major flaws, and you guys You guys will probably learn a lot from this, I'm hoping, because we have never had a circumstance like this before. So wave 3 is often the longest, but never the shortest. Now, there's some top analysts right now that agree and disagree a lot right now, and I don't know which one is right or wrong, because I see the exact same issue as well. So it's kind of like potato, right? It's like the same thing, but also different as well. So the way I'm looking at this is, because wave 3 is often the longest but never the shortest, what we see here is that wave 3 right here is actually longer than wave 1, right? Oh, actually, no, I didn't do it right. No, I'm still right. Never mind. So this wave 5 is smaller than wave 3, right? So that would actually fit the criteria of Elliott wave. So it would indeed fit this criteria right here. Check it out, guys. Okay, and also if I do this right here, I compare the price of that one, that's 51.71, and then I go here, right there, this is only 4,600. So we know that this is a third wave structure. Okay, this right here is the third wave. We know that with certainty right here. 2, 3, 4, and we're looking for a fifth one somewhere there. Okay, so that is what we know right now. But now we have to ask ourselves, what is the right count? And I'm going to debate it for you guys, because it's really important to go through these steps. Now, this whole thing, it 100% fits the criteria of Elliott wave based on what I've described, okay? And, okay, you guys are probably thinking right now as well, but hey, this right here is overlapping to the wave 1 territory. Guys, it's an ending fifth wave, right? Of course it can overlap. It's an ending fifth wave. That's just how they go. You guys know what I'm talking about? An ending fifth wave diagonal, where it goes something like this, okay? It goes into a wedge like this. This is an ending fifth wave diagonal, and I will draw it out here for you very quickly. Sorry about my phone there. Okay, so there you go. It's an ending fifth wave like that. Okay, so that would actually very much so fit the criteria of the Elliott wave, right? And they don't always have to make beautiful touches like that. Like, that's misleading, whoever told you guys that. So this does fit the Elliott wave criteria model. That this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and sure, we'll accept the overlap there because it's an ending diagonal, just like that, right? So yeah, that could work. Now, let's talk about the other argument as well. The other argument is that this is not right, okay? This is not right there. And the other argument is that it goes something like this. 1, 2, right? This is pretty much 3 right here, right? And then I said this right here, 4 and 5. That is how I was able to derive this target right here. Like where I had this one at 9,900, I did say, guys, right here, 97.50-ish. I took a range slightly below here as well, but this one instead, around right there, and I said that. So I assumed that it would not overlap a lot into the wave 1 territory, and I also assumed, guys, that this would happen right here. See this massive blue trend line that I'm going to draw right here? Okay, right here, the blue one. That is how I knew that it would get roughly to around this region. Okay, now it didn't get exactly there, but it was the price that matters the most, right in this region. So now we ask ourselves, okay, and this is basically one, like a super small one. I'm going to show you guys that this actually works as well right here. So this one here was about $1,300, okay, and then this one right in here is bigger than that. So that would actually fit as well for wave 3, okay? Because wave 3 there is actually longer than the wave 1, then we get an extended fifth wave. So all of this would be 1, 2, 3, and then I assume, and my prediction to get it to that range was based on this assumption right here, that it would get here because this count right here is right, okay? So are you guys starting to see my arguments here? Right? I like to argue with myself and make very valid points, because then we can easily discern what is true and not true. So now I say to myself, okay, I say to myself as well that, hey, this is not a 5-wave structure. The wave 4 is really into this territory on a 2-hour chart, on a 3-hour chart as well, right? Like it's pretty into it, I'd say. like quite a bit, and we don't want to be looking at really high time frames for stuff like this. This is the ugliest impulse wave up, if this is, okay? If this is actually an impulse wave up like that, that is the ugliest impulse wave that I have ever seen so far. And what it could be, though, is a leading first wave diagonal. You guys see where you see these a lot, okay? Leading first waves, let me show you. You want to see a leading first wave diagonal? No problem. Look at right here. You get basically a leading first wave diagonal right here. Check that out. In this structure right there. Okay? See what I mean? This becomes a wedge. It's a rising bearish wedge, right? That's what they're called, rising bearish wedges. So now I'm looking for a lot of key criteria to enter, and I'm going to go over every single one of them with you guys. Is that a leading first wave diagonal? So we got a lot of mixed signals as well, and I'm going to go over some fairly advanced candlestick patterns as well for you guys, and we're going to argue them, all right? So first of all, when we go through here, okay, we got 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3 here. This is what you call 3 white soldiers, okay? You get a 3 white soldiers that ends up uptrending when you get 3 green bars like this. Does that make sense? Now this one right here, okay, these series right here, they're called tweezer bottoms, okay? These are basically tweezers. Think of it, right? It looks exactly like tweezers right there, and then you have a big uptrend followed by 3 white soldiers. That happens like that. And this one right here was a really good candle as well, although we were starting to lose a little bit of strength with the wicks coming down here as well, right? So that is a really good candle. And this one as well, like you can also see this maybe as like an inside top as well. But this candle is the one that gave it away for me when I tweeted it, right? I said that this was most likely the top for now. And you guys got to see this one as a shooting star. This shooting star right here is a pretty nasty candle. Actually, let's go to a 1 hour chart. Let's see. Like on the 2 hour chart, we see this as a shooting star, right? Where the wick just pokes above it and it gets rejected with a very long wick there. So the bears have tried to push it up. Or sorry, but the bulls have tried to push it up, but the bears, they just shot him down. And then the next candle that we got right here was a doji. This is like basically a doji or a shooting star type doji, and we're getting massive rejections to the top there, right? And it's not specifically we're getting rejected at the 55 EMA. So that is what worries me. And the candle that kind of gave it away was kind of like this one right there, where it was like a spinning top. This is like a bearish spinning top. Make sure you guys are familiarizing yourself with candles, okay? Because I talk a lot about candles, remember? So this one here, a spinning top is more so one that you'd find the body in here with an equivalent length for the wick, right? So yeah, like sometimes spinning tops can be neutral, but most of the time I see it as bearish, right? And this one here is the body is more so on the bottom. If it was near the middle, it'd be more of a spinning top. So I'd more so call this a shooting star. But because we're seeing in the 2 hour and the whole 1 hour there, it looks really ugly, guys. It looks so ugly to me right now. Like I don't like the way this is looking at all. So now what I'm waiting for to see is this gonna make, okay? Is this going to make a leading first wave diagonal? And yes, guys, they can overlap. I would highly suggest to brush up on your material for Elliott Wave for all the people that are always commenting that they can't overlap, okay? I'm not going to clarify you guys anymore. I'm just going to talk about it in the video and let you guys know that these do absolutely overlap for leading first wave diagonal, okay? So I'm waiting to see when this first wave is done here, right? I'm pretty sure that we're going to make our way a little bit higher here right now. I think we are, because this is the fourth wave correction. And if we actually look at the second wave correction, if this was the second one, okay, we're talking about time frame of about 4 days there. Now we're only a few days in as well, okay? We're only a few days in right now. I do believe that we are going to end up getting something like here. So check it out, please. I think we're going to get something like an A, you know, maybe a B somewhere, who knows, to respectable retracement. And then we're going to try to fight right there. Right there, guys. That's what I firmly believe. I firmly believe that we're not going to break here. We're going to get to basically a short zone here where people will probably enter a short. And then I think that people will most likely try to buy at a fib region somewhere. No idea where. I'm just going to throw some numbers and assume something between, 8800 here and about 8626. But I do believe that first of all, we are going to go for this target right in here somewhere. Now, I don't know where it's going to be. I'm just going to guess it right somewhere in here, right? Up there between 9500 and 9750 there. And then I do believe that we'll most likely end up downtrending, guys. I'm just going to draw the fib right in the middle. I think we're going to end up downtrending to up to the 0.6 Fibonacci region, or 618, and then we'll downtrend to about 8612 to 8824, right? And then we'll make our way up to the final C, I think. And I think C could be, like, actually this one I'm going to change it. I'm going to go over lower end, like maybe a 9500 or so, 9600. And then I think we will absolutely test the 9778 region, okay? 97 or 9750 region, and that will complete our ABC, right? And then once it completes the ABC, guys, then I don't know, like I think that we're gonna end up getting another wave down here to the scenario what I talked about before, between 7500 and 7900-ish, okay? And the reason I still think that, unfortunately, is I know you guys don't like to hear the bearish scenario. Nobody likes bearish scenarios except for me, I think, right? Like, I might be the biggest bear, you guys know. I like to, not because I want to buy it cheaper. I don't care about that. I like shorting, guys. I love shorting, if you guys don't know, right? It's one of my favorite things here. So, another thing that we could actually get is a bearish flag, okay? We could actually end up getting a bearish flag that just ends up breaking down. So let's look at the indicators very quickly here, okay? The daily candle finished already. I'm sorry for all the mess here. The daily candle finished already and closed. And let's take a look at what kind of candle it closed with. I'm going to delete all of this now. So yesterday's candle, it actually ended up closing with a nice hammer. But guys, this hammer, yeah, take a look at it. It's got no volume at all, okay? It's got literally no volume at all. So do you really want to count that as support? I don't know, guys. I don't know at all. This doesn't guarantee an uptrend. What this guarantees only is that the bears are actually trying, right? They're making an attempt and they're making moves. So now we look on the MACD here as well. It does look like we are ticking up, okay? It does look like we are ticking up here right now. And I want to go to historically as well. When's the last time we have reached a very oversold zone? And have we ever reached it before, right? When's the last time we reached this kind of RSI? Well, it's been a really long time since we've reached very oversold zones, which is, if I look all the way back in July even, it hasn't really happened historically, okay? 25 RSI, all right, I can dig that. So now I'm gonna take a look at this here. Okay, so let's look at RSI right here, okay? Now we're gonna evaluate this from a very advanced method, okay? I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before, but I would like to teach you how to do this right here. And I'm gonna spend a little bit of time doing it as well, because I think that this is really good information. Let's count RSI. We're using Elliott wave rules, and we're gonna ignore the rule of wave 1, and 4 retracing, okay? You don't think about RSI like that at all. You have to have a different mentality for it. So what I see is this is wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and I see this as 5, right? And there's no doubt in my mind in here, there's some sort of ABC in there already. And then I will draw it like here, in this wave here, that this is A, right? This is B, and there's a C somewhere in there. There's got to be a C somewhere in there right now, all right? And do you guys remember before where I called this breaking here? Okay, like this part breaking, remember that? Okay, now I want to go over this in detail with you guys. So how did I know that we were going to drop down to that range, remember, in the 7Ks? Well, I knew because on the 4-hour chart, if you guys remember, I saw a bearish flag, okay? I saw a bearish flag on here, and that's how I knew it was going to drop down a little bit more. So I saw this, I saw that, right? And I saw that like that. That is a bearish flag RSI, and I knew it was going to drop down based on this strategy that I use all the time. Now on the 4-hour chart, a little bit different, or the daily chart, we want to count 5 subwaves on RSI. And I only count 4. 1, 2, 3, and we're trying for 4. Okay, we're trying for 4 right now, as you guys can tell. And I want to see a 5th touch. Now, how could we be completed based on Elliott wave if I've done this count, right? Gets you a little bit interested with all the facts, right? It's really interesting, all the facts that I have been pointing out thus far. See it like you guys are a detective, okay? I know that sounds really lame, but really, see it like you're a detective and you are literally trying to solve a puzzle, guys, right? We're just trying to solve a puzzle. And you guys know what this cool thing is? The fifth wave can do this, all right? This is C. Now I'm going to correct all the people with falling wedges and bullish wedges, okay? There's a lot of different sub-rules that we must remember. And once you guys remember all of these different sub-rules, you're going to become a better trader, right? These things, I used to write them down in a book, guys. I got a book, like I wish I can actually get it for you guys, but it's like written on pen and paper and stuff like that. And it's, yeah, it's in a book that I can't rip up to photocopy, put it that way, okay? I don't want to spend like hours in a scanner and doing it, and I can't just feed it through a scanner because it's really precious to me, right? It's like a book and a nice book that from my learning guide. It's got like 600 pages now in it. It's pretty big. Anyways, what I recommend for you guys to do is create a book. Write a book with all of these things in it, guys, that you remember, that you're learning, okay? Let me ask you guys a rhetorical question. Do you just go to your class, if you guys are a student, and just sit there and not take any notes? Of course not, right? You're going to take notes during your lectures. You're going to read all the material. You're going to review it in the morning, at night, before a test, right? You guys got to make sure you keep up to the material at school. Otherwise, you fall behind. You guys think any trading is any different at all? You think you're just going to watch a video and remember everything I'm talking about? Because the stuff that I'm talking about, guys, is a lot of stuff, right? It can be really overwhelming to newer traders and people who are you know, at a different level, because we're all in different levels in trading, right? So I highly recommend that you guys get a pen, get a paper, take notes. You guys know what I used to do when I first started? I used to document my entire journey on a WordPad, or not WordPad, like Microsoft Word. I would, you know, print screen, I'd put it all on there, and we would record every single trade of mine. And then whether they won, I'd write about why I won, right? I would point out all the good things. And then when I lost, I actually started criticizing myself, like, what did I do to lose? How could I have done it differently? And this was a really long process. But unless we have a way to learn from our mistakes and also to retain the information that we come across, well, how are you guys ever going to learn and progress, right? If you think it's just a walk in the park. So anyways, that's all that I'm getting to with some of the lessons that I'm learning. And I want to tell you guys that these falling wedges, right? Falling wedges are usually found in either the fifth wave or the C position, okay? The C position, like this. Take a look at this. I'll make this one a little bit nicer, actually. Like that. That's cool, right? That's cool. So we're going to go like that. So just as an example, this is a falling wedge, right? You guys see it in here? Where it's squeezing into like this, right? We can even make this a little bit different, just so you guys get a clear picture of it. You know, something like that in here. So falling wedges are very, 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 very super duper 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 common, guys, in the C position, and they can also be found in the fifth wave as well. So not only do we have a falling wedge in the overall picture for C, ignore the length, you know, ignore the length of it, but we can also find it in the fifth position as well of C. That is the official definition of a falling wedge, which you guys can also go check out according to Elliott wave as well, okay? I think it's on page, no, I'm not going to even try to cite the page, I don't remember it. So because this was A and B, well, take a look at this pattern here, guys. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wouldn't that kind of make sense a little bit if we actually conform to these patterns, right? Like that, like that. Does that look good to you guys, right? Even if I deleted that right now, does that not look like a falling wedge? Interesting, right? All of these things that I'm pointing out. 1, 2, 3, somewhere like 4, we might get a little more strength, and then 5 finally, and then we will round out. Because as it stands right now, it does not look like it's rounding out. I will show you guys what happens usually. Usually we get slope down, and then we get slightly of a less slope, right? Slightly, I'll draw it better. We get slightly of a less slope, and then it slopes even more, right? I gotta put this in drawing mode. Give me a second. Oh, it is in drawing mode. And then this one will slope more like that, and then this one will slope more like that, and it'll just keep going like that until a parabola is formed and we end up uptrending, right? So if you guys notice the shape that's happening, I'm just trying to draw you guys a rough estimate of how it is, right? These are how parabolas end up forming to curve. So this makes a beautiful curve like that eventually, right? I'm just drawing a bunch of connecting lines to give you guys an idea of what we're looking for. Well, we don't really have a higher high yet, right? We want to get something like that maybe eventually, and then it'll eventually just round off. And then that's how we end up getting our slope to go up, right? It just ends up going like that, for example. And this is basically bullish divergence, guys. So there are many different ways to spot bullish divergence, right? And this is a really good way. So now, based on all my arguments, I cannot help but believe right now that we're not done correction, guys. Far from it. What I do believe is that we're trending right now to the wave 4 that I pointed out earlier, right? Pointing out to the wave 4 earlier to maybe 9,700. And then, or sorry, I'm making a lot of plays right now, like just calling out a lot of plays. I do believe that we're probably going to end up getting to 95 to 97.50 again. And I do believe that we're going to end up downtrending to, actually right here, I'm going to guess. I'm going to change this one. This one will be to about above 9K, okay? Maybe 8,800 to 9K, around there. And then we trend up to 97.50, okay? This one might finish off at 95.50. And I still stand by my correction target because I got no reason to think it's even going to uptrend. I've seen a lot of videos, guys, okay? I've seen a lot of videos. I've seen the projections of 1,500 of 1,000. I have not yet once agreed with any of them because they are missing a lot of key components, okay? The thing about being an analyst is that you have to look at other people's TA and criticize it to a fault. You have to make sure you find out where they are wrong. And it is such a harsh game out there where, for example, you might look at someone else's TA and you'll find a major loophole, but you're not going to tell them. You're not going to tell them because this is a greedy game, right? This is a greedy game, and also people have a big ego and pride. Whenever they think that their TA is right, their mind has been made up already, and they will not change their mind. So if I were to approach someone and criticize them on their TA because they are obviously biased towards it already, it might actually cause conflict and bad argument, right? So that's the negative thing, and it's like the bad thing in this type of community and technical analysis, where it is supportive and encouraging, but at the same time, it is also offensive to criticize someone's work because we're strangers, right? So I'm looking at a lot of TA and I'm seeing loopholes in them, but I don't want to tell them because, first of all, you know, I don't want to offend them and seem like a know-it-all or something as well, right? So the only choice that I have is just to keep it to myself and just correct it from their mistakes. And I've seen a lot of like $14,000 scenarios. You know, we're gonna play it step by step first. I don't think we're gonna get there right now. I may be entirely wrong, but based on everything that I'm seeing right now, it's hard for me to not believe that my scenario is gonna come true. Because I'm trying to look at it from every angle, right? But the moment that I do see it go up to 14K or there's a potential, I'm going to tweet about it right away. Absolutely, guys. I will 100% talk about it. But what we see, you know, is like volume dying off, right? This is consolidation phase. Look at the volume. It's dying off, right? Crazy. Look at the volume here, how it's dying off, and it's bearishly diverging as well. This is only on a 3-hour chart too. Yeah, guys, on volume, make sure you guys are doing that, okay? Make sure you guys are going to your volume down here, okay? Make sure you guys are seeing the volume in the moving average line. Is that going up to you guys or going down? Consolidation phase is definitely going down, right? And we might get a small tick up to about 9,500 again or slightly higher, but I would definitely watch out for this, guys. And, you know, people are saying that it's going to break up to 14K. Really, it's going to break up. That's so hard to believe, guys, that it's going to break out right now. If it does, wicked. If it doesn't, I'm trying to evaluate it from many different perspectives and seeing modes of failure. And from what I see right now, this is a leading first wave diagonal that's going to eventually make its way up somewhere there, and that's going to be one wave. And regardless regardless of if it goes higher or not, the first wave is now made for a possible A, okay? And then I will expect a B. But if I'm entirely wrong about everything here instead, Then of course this would be the first subwave, that would be the second, and then we wind up getting a third, and then we're gonna look for a fourth, and then a fifth. So these are my quick thoughts, guys, for Bitcoin here. I still unfortunately stand by my correction target, whatever that is still, okay, right here. 75.14 to 79.50. Nothing changes to me. I still stand by my technical analysis, and I'm hoping to be wrong. I really do hope to be wrong, because I do want a bullish market now. I'm getting a little bit impatient, we'll say, playing a bearish market, because I want everybody to be able to profit, right? I think playing the bear market is, first of all, very scary for a lot of newer traders who lose a lot of money. So I'm getting impatient because I don't want to see people lose any more money. I want to see people actually profit now, and I also just want to be able to make. Bull markets are much easier to predict, put it that way, than bear markets, and they're a lot easier to play as well. It's a lot less headache, guys. Okay, bull markets, yeah, they're a lot easier to play. You just buy on the dip, and you're good. Okay, that's kind of it. But other than that, these are my long thoughts, actually, not quick thoughts. These are my long thoughts on Bitcoin, because it's a very overdue analysis right now, and I need to make sure that I convey it in the most concise manner possible. A lot of people have said to me that, can you please try to condense your videos, right, and get the points out? No, I'm sorry guys, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to make it according to the length every time, like 10-20 minutes. I'm always going to put out videos that have the most relevant information that I need to get out there. Everything that I say, I'm very, very sure of it, if you guys have not noticed, right? I'm very confident in what I say, and there's a lot of information. And I don't just teach you guys how to read charts. I teach you guys how to think, or I want to at least. I don't want to see myself as a teacher, but it's obviously what I'm trying to do, which is educate the public. And it's important to incorporate mentality and incorporate philosophy into it as well, and emotions. Because guys, trading is all emotion and human philosophy that we're tracking, right? Or it's human psychology, rather, not philosophy. Actually, yeah, I do talk about like human psychology in general, just a little bit of philosophy, right? And definitely a lot of the emotional aspect of trading as well. I don't just hammer out at these charts, right, guys? So I apologize if they're long, but I'm not going to make them shorter, because I need to convey all of this information that is in my head, and it is up to you guys whether you would like to watch it or not. Okay, and for the people that are looking for specific calls, buy and sell signals, go check out that Korean guy, guys, Bitcoin Fund Manager. Okay, go check out Bitcoin Fund Manager. You guys can donate your 10 Bitcoins to him and let him manage it if you like. Okay, I'm sure a lot of you guys get that inside joke. So that is it. These are my quick thoughts, quote unquote quick thoughts on Bitcoin. Have yourselves a great night, guys, and before you go, please upvote it on Steemit. Please make sure you guys like and subscribe the content on YouTube and on Twitter as well. I want to make sure that all of your friends have a good source of info as well. And if you guys especially think I'm doing a great job, consider buying me a lunch or a beer, but nothing more than that, okay? I'm good, trust me. I'm not here to get your guys' money or donations or anything like that, or to put stuff in the tip jar. The only reason I say that is because who doesn't like being treated to a lunch or a beer? Because the gesture is just so freaking nice. But don't ever feel obligated, because I'm cool. So have yourselves a great night. I'm sorry for being so excited today, guys. It's just been a really good day. It's been a good day. Like, I'm so happy today because I got you guys on an awesome tutorial of live trades. You know, I've talked to a lot of you guys. I'm so happy to see a lot of your pets. I think the best part of my day was actually seeing all of your pets. I love animals, if you guys don't know. Like, I love Luna, etc. as well. Like, or sorry, animals in general, etc. So yeah, I'm just happy. It's Saturday, guys. I'm also staying with my folks right now, and just for the weekend, and it's lots of food, guys. I'm getting fed like an unbelievable amount here today. I'm probably gonna go home and I'm gonna be like 30 pounds fatter or something like that. So I guess it's just a really good weekend altogether, and I'm really happy to make you guys these videos. Okay, have yourselves a great day. I'm done talking to you guys. Go away. I'm just joking. Bye.